Just out of curiosity, what type of porn are you into these days?
I don't watch pornography. It's a sign of the
That's
devil.
a lie.
Why is that, Hannah? What do you substitute pornography with?
Hannah, I heard it through the walls the other night, alright? You don't need to hide.
Well, fuck's sake.
I had a very long conversation with my father about this.
Oh my god. You very kindly sent me a Christmas present, didn't you, James?
I did.
You did. I'm very grateful for that.
You just told the world what the Christmas present was.
I didn't tell them anything. Actually.
Right. I mean, using some sort of minor thinking capabilities, someone could discern that it's got something to do with porn.
I mean, they can think what they like, quite frankly.
Should we Google this? 1 minute.
No.
1 minute. So.
Oh, it's a great idea.
Christmas present related to porn. Let's see.
Well, James, what we could do, because you've got access to our laptop, haven't you? You just go on our browser history.
Yeah, go for it. I'm not dumb enough to use my laptop.
She uses her kid's laptop instead.
Shut up.
She's created a Pornhub account.
Dickheads.
I'm just looking here.
I saw some people have them as apps on their phone.
Is that actually a thing?
What do you mean?
Is anyone that, like... Do you know what I mean? I don't know what the word is.
No. All you got to do is find Josh's mum on Facebook, and that tends to sort you out.
That's true. We are just a nation of convenience.
Right, so what we're seeing here. Oh, Slut Up, which is an interactive workbook. That's not bad.
Excuse me?
What
kind of workbook?
Workbook, not wordbook.
No, I said workbook.
Okay, I love it when you use me. It's a mug. There's...
Can I get that one for work?
I love how it's a mug as well. That's so perfect.
Yeah, there's a really lovely luxury leather BDSM bondage set, and it's made from real leather. 98 euros, not bad. We then have a kink list, which is the ultimate list of kinks. We have a candle which says yes, daddy. Not bad.
Oh.
What else do we have here?
Is there anything battery operated?
There is.
Or mains. Mains would be even better.
What is the one I got? You mains or battery operated?
I couldn't possibly comment.
Let me check my shopping history. 1 minute.
This actually works with like slave labour in a little sweatshop at the other end.
Welcome to Hotspur Way, episode 1. Season 1, episode 40. We've just watched West Ham. Did we lose or draw?
Oh, come on. We drew.
I think
We drew.
Just about drew.
Right, none of us went to the game, although we probably had a better view of the pitch from our bedrooms. There's something wrong. I have to say it now, that I think that there's something wrong. There you go, I've said it. Toj or Hannah, over to you. Right, if you want, I can go a bit deeper if you want and tell you why I think there's something wrong.
Well, I was wondering what was wrong. I was asking what was wrong, so...
Who were you asking?
Well, the group, but everyone ignored me.
I didn't see that message. Was it in
I
between?
did see it, I just didn't want to reply.
Was it in between you telling all of us that you had fucked all of London, or was that before? Let me just check 1 second.
Tell you what, this is an episode of Sabotage.
Well, it's
I don't appreciate
It's the 40th episode. Let me
You can make
check.
a full fucking LA chart from.
No, let's clarify.
Hannah shagged all of London.
I'm yet to do Fulham, alright?
She's never gonna stop.
So I've done Chelsea, Spurs, and Arsenal.
West Ham down to
Brentford.
fucking lot.
Toj comes back with "Who said romance was dead?" I'm not reading these out in linear fashion, but that was funny that just popped up. And Hannah says, cannot fucking wait. And there you go. Yep. So we watched the game, and I think that there's something. I just punched the mic, sorry. I think that there's something wrong because something isn't right. How do you like them apples?
Well, that's great.
Yeah, that's no. I'm okay.
Elite insight, Michael Owen over here.
my hamstrings work. If you must know. Listen, I think. I'll say this, right? Even though it always sounds pretentious when I say, like, I look after, I manage people. But when you manage people and things are working great and everyone's happy in the camp, productivity is all time great, right? And at Spurs, when something's wrong, then it manifests quite easily on the pitch. Both of you have muted yourselves. I don't know if I'm talking into the ether. Oh, there you go, Hannah's back.
You told me to mute myself.
Right, okay. Yeah, so just so everyone knows, Hannah got like 2 fantastic mics, and it turns out that her laptop is shit. So it's nothing to do with the mics.
Maybe you're just better at buying vibrators than you are mics.
So you are confirming?
I am confirming. Right, Merry Christmas.
I think something is wrong because they're not playing like they should be playing. There was a lot that went wrong in this game, and first of all, it's the first time we're recording a pod straight after a game, which is interesting. And unlike other pods, this is where I love digging into other pods. We're not like going mad, are we? I mean, even if we lost, I think we've got like our what's the expression? We're level-headed, and we realise at the end of the day it's a game and it's a sport, and we love our side. It doesn't matter, what happens to them. But yeah, I was disappointed. I personally didn't like the trying to walk it into the back of the net with a team who plays such a low block. I couldn't get that. I couldn't get a lot of things, really. Bissouma was hiding. Do you know what I mean by that, by the way?
Yeah.
When I say he was hiding.
Yeah.
Where was the Bissouma that used to take the ball, turn and run? Now he would get it, sit in front of the back four and just like a quick pass. And that was it. What happened to the other Bissouma? I don't know. Mm-hmm. Since the Luton game,
since that red card for diving, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I don't think that was it. All right, maybe malaria plays a role. Maybe. I don't know. But today, I'll tell you what, as I've been waffling on long enough. Hannah, do you think that anyone got like some special praise? Any player?
I don't think anyone really stood out to me that game, to be honest.
I think that's a bit harsh. I think the centre-backs were good.
They were fine. I don't think anyone was outstanding. Genuinely don't.
Oh, I'm not saying anyone deserves gold stars, pat on the backs, anything like that. But they dealt with everything that came at them. It was just the set pieces again.
Well, yeah. I mean, we're so shit with set pieces. I can't watch that anymore. Is it Ryan Mason? Is he doing our set pieces?
Yeah, defensive.
Oh, okay. Terrible.
And the funny thing about that is I didn't know this, but Jedinak sits up in the stands for the game and he watches it from there. So he's got a good view of what's going on, and I don't know, it's not working.
It doesn't get any better.
No, look, for me that game was a bit of a blur, and I didn't see us winning it. I scared the wife. She basically fell off the couch when we scored, and she literally fell off the couch. It was quite funny. There's an effect on women when we score. They either spill their tea all over them or they fall off the couch. And yeah, I had to explain to her who West Ham are and what pikeys are and how I didn't know this. I told her later
did you explain what caravan shaggers are?
I did. I also explained that West Ham fans are protected by the British government. And I then told her to watch Snatch, Lock, Stock, Two Smoking. Well, no, Snatch. What else was it? Green Street. What's the list, Hannah? What was the list of films?
It was Johnny's list, wasn't it?
Yeah. What was that list?
What did he have on there? Misfits. What else did he have on there?
In-betweeners.
He's so in-betweeners.
I've got it here. So I'll read it to you.
That's go on, read
it.
He
says, so Johnny says, okay, I didn't catch the Piker reference. See, at this point, Hannah was being really racist towards Pikers, so he didn't
No, I wasn't.
That. So it says, I understand that from the movie Snatch. Everything I know about London Town is based on the In-Betweeners, Snatch, Top Gear, and the Great British Bake Off. And then Hannah went in and said, maybe you need to watch Kid Adulthood and Top Boy as well. And I explained that to the missus.
I also did say that I get called a pikey.
Really? Why?
I don't really know. I am half Irish, so it's probably why.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Oh, that explains the surname. All right, fair enough.
Yeah. My surname's Scottish, but nice.
Oh, I thought it was like Isle of Man, kind of.
Well, yeah, there's that.
Well, it's still Celt, isn't it? So.
Aren't they Mancunian?
Who? The Isle of Manners?
Don't they speak like... Yeah.
I don't know, but their flag's three legs. Have you noticed? It's like three legs. So are they showing off?
That's genuinely something I have never looked at. For fuck's sake.
Now, I'm gonna... If you've never looked at it, I'm gonna wow you now by saying something completely wrong. I'm either 50% right or wrong. Isle of Man isn't either part of Great Britain or the United Kingdom. I think they're not part of the United Kingdom.
Oh my god, their flag is so weird.
I know, it's a guy with two legs and another appendage.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm going to look why.
Perked up.
Crossbreeding. But look, I just... I don't know. Look, this game was... After we scored... I've been a Spurs fan long enough to say, did we score too early? Have we done that? Then they scored from a corner, which was so fucking obvious. And the worst thing was I had a cat, she right next to me when they scored. I didn't want to kick her. I wanted to kick the guy who scored, but it was, it came off his back. It came off his back. It was, guys, listen, I'm waffling too much and it's 1 a.m. here, so Toj, over to you, mate. You tell us what you thought of this game and now, but you're the tactic master here, so you tell us what we did wrong and what you think is actually wrong.
I think... Oh, it's a hard one. I think, to be honest, we're probably approaching. We've already hit our peak under Ange. I feel like there's a limit to what we could do with what we have available, and I feel that has been not found out because I hate that sort of phrase. But I mean, we've always struggled against West Ham. That's something that's just a common theme. You look at any game against them, and any team that plays a low block against us, even going back to right towards the Poch era, we struggle against this kind of team. So naturally, when you've got a guy who boots cats for a living, you're going to concede a goal to him when you're Tottenham. It's how it is,
Top tier analogies here.
It's just the way, isn't it? It's like, God, it's like Party scoring the screamer against us in the North London derby. Like,
oh, don't remind me.
Of course, the felon.
It has to just be the worst person, doesn't it, to do it? Yeah,
that's the thing. Like, if we were playing the FA Cup in 1945, we all know which Austrian is bagging a 90th minute winner.
Very good.
It's the script. It's our script, really.
Ross would disapprove of what you've just said. You have to take it well.
Who?
Ross can shag his mum.
Oh, let's move on.
I'm not editing all of this because it's now gone 1 o'clock in the morning and I'm not going to edit this. So, so we've had Hitler score a winner and I don't know, we've got from Pikes to West Ham. Well, I know we got from Pikes to West Ham, then we got to an Austrian scoring a belter. Hannah,
Well,
we're not munting yet. So
please don't ask me to tell you what is wrong. I feel what Toj said. I feel a little bit uncomfortable with what he's just said.
I do.
But,
about us reaching our peak, you mean? Or the adult fitness segment, or reaching the peak, reaching our peak.
Oh yeah, no, reaching the peak. The rest is fine. Yeah. I do feel very uncomfortable with hearing that. I like to think he's not right, but I don't know what else to think at this point. I'm trying not to go down the route of head loss because there is a lot of that at the moment, and I'm avoiding it. But we've got a fully fit squad now, haven't we? So we can't blame injuries like we were before. That's fair enough. Like Maddison doesn't look. He just doesn't look like Maddison, does he?
No.
That concerns me a lot. And yeah, like you said, Basuma. All these players that we were kind of thinking were going to unlock something special for us, it's just not really happening. So I don't know. I don't know what to think. I don't know what's gone wrong.
We can play a bit of a critical thinking game if you want.
Okay, let's do that.
Right. So first of all, when something goes wrong, quite wrong, it's very rarely just one thing, right? Unless, for instance, you're on a train going over a bridge and the bridge is gone. In which case, yeah, it's the bridge's fault, fair enough, or the driver. I mean, it's multiple things, right? The driver should have stopped. And so it's not just... So even that, right? Even that, it's not just the bridge. The driver could have stopped, blah, blah, blah. Now, would you say that this team right now is comparable to the one that was free-flowing against Aston Villa? That was just 2-3 games ago?
Yeah, it's
really.
It's also the same team. Well,
no, I'm talking about. I'm not. No, forget. It's not played on paper. So, would you say that the way that we are playing, the answer is really it's no, right? Because we weren't playing like we did against Villa.
I think it's very opposition based though, and it's a bit of a theme of what we tend to struggle against. Like you look at the Fulham game, team sits up in a mid block, presses like absolute freaks, we get decimated. Sort of the same against Brighton away earlier in the season around Christmas. Same type of result. And then you look at the teams against the low blocks, we just struggle. Like West Ham at home, they score the jammiest fucking goals I've ever seen. And they win. West Ham are same again, setting up a low block, score a jammy goal. They win. Wolves, home and away, same shit. Like I think it's just a bit of a theme on the teams you struggle against, and there's always to not be concerned, and that's because other teams struggle against them too. Like West Ham have had great results against like the big six teams this season. City have struggled against Luton, Aston Villa, other teams, and it's part of the tactics. And I think that's when, once we get a more rounded squad, that's when we can kick on. And I think it's important to remember this is first season. Not lose our heads and not start, going full Ange out, full purple and gold, world of Hotspur. Fuck off, quite frankly. Give it time, let it marinate, let it simmer. And next season, things will improve a little bit more.
100%. So, you sort of hit the nail on the head. Because we started off by saying that the game isn't played on paper, and if you look at it without any context, then you've got issues when trying to answer any question. Number one, we are their biggest rivals in the league. That's fact. I mean, we are, right? Hannah, you there?
Yeah.
You agree with that?
I'm here. I agree.
Right. Okay. We are playing in their caravan of a stadium, right? So we're away from home, and we've got that atmosphere there because their fans... I mean, the commentary here says something interesting. It doesn't really matter who the manager is or who the players are. The fans are the same, and they'll remind them who they're playing. All right, so this is their cup final. And I don't think they'll mind us saying that because it's true. It's not our cup final. I don't mind beating them, but it's not our cup final. And so when you look at that context, we're already on the back foot unless we've got a team like Manchester City, right? And we've been going for the last... since 2016, so 8 years under the same manager, under the same philosophy. So already there, we're sort of under the cosh. We start off well, but then certain things start to happen. I'll tell you what I noticed. I noticed that Maddison, Bissouma, and Bentancur, all three of them were quite upset with Werner. I don't know if any of you saw that as well.
Yeah, he was another one like in the Basuma camp just hiding. I think in this game I don't think he was.
Was he hiding though, mate?
I don't know if he was offering himself enough, but
no, he wasn't.
he just wasn't attacking the ball. Like for the first goal, he did excellent to get the cross in, and then Johnson made that movement to attack the ball and attack the goal. But Werner didn't do that once all game. He's quite passive in his movement and his anticipation.
Well, I'll read you what Johnny said. Werner is the kid in school that was super good looking and good at sports, but just kept his head down and didn't go party. No confidence or desire to go fuck shit up. That's bang on.
Yeah.
Right? So are you going to get I'm going to fucking get at you, I'm going to get around you, I don't care who the fuck you are, kind of thing Gareth Bale did, when he came of age in 2010? When he started doing that and he didn't care who you were, Maicon, what, best left back in the world or best right back in the world? Fuck off, get in my pocket. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't have that. And so if you're expecting that from him, you're going to be disappointed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think it's spot on. And it's the profile we desperately need and desperately lack. Like, none of our players have that about them. And that goes for any position on the pitch. Like, there's a bloke on Twitter I really, really like, 'cause he actually talks sense and isn't a fucking waffler like invert the cunt. It's Harry Brooks. Follow him if you don't already.
I think we
I'll
do.
follow him. Do I follow him? Harry,
follow us?
You might find him fit, Hannah. There you are. It's enough reason.
Isn't he a coach?
I probably already
He is
follow
a coach.
him.
Yeah.
Oh, I do follow him.
Brooks
No, I don't.
_ coach. Follow him if you don't.
Oh, yeah.
He talks sense, and this is something he sort of bangs the drum about, like an aura forward. That type of player is just going to make shit happen. Lucas had that in him, although his quality wasn't there. It's like the game against Ajax in Amsterdam. Like, he was just like, yeah, fuck it.
The tenacity.
I'm going to drag this around.
Yeah.
Exactly, that's the thing. And it's just that player who will change a game on his head, and that's what we need in this system, because we're only going to come up against more low blocks and more just shitty little nothing inbred caravan shaggy teams like West Ham. They're just going to get more and more of them. So that has to be our priority for the summer, really, if we want Ange to succeed as a coach.
Well, I'll tell you what, why don't you tell us about Nico Williams? I have refrained from watching him on YouTube or things. I don't even know what he looks like. I know that.
Do you not?
No, I don't know what he looks like. I know he plays in Spain. He's Spanish. That's all I know. Please tell us about apparently this left wing wizard's Nico Williams.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I'm just DMing Harry Brooks, telling him to be on our show next week. So we just mentioned him. So go on, over to you.
Groovy, lovely. Oh, he is my idol. I love that man. Nico Williams and Harry for that. But yeah, he's just that sort of direct 1v1 specialist winger, the guy who, that little bit of two-footedness about him, really good sort of, close control, and that ability just beats on one-on-one. Decky cuts inside too much. He's a flamingo player, like Lo Celso, never uses his right peg. Son just freezes. He's like me talking to a woman. Like, you'll get there. But once you're there...
But she's already walked away.
Exactly. She's off. She's got the pepper spray out, It's not good. And Brian Hill, he's the 11-year-old with a tash. Who are the forwards? Werner. We had a discussion on Werner. I'm not going to say what we said about him. I've actually forgot who else. Richarlison, yeah, he's just not there in quality. So I think our forward line needs a massive revamp, and we need profiles of like a Nico Williams, Rodrigo at Real Madrid. Oh my lord, I would get on my knees, gaping everything I can.
But is he available?
Not Hudson-Odoi. Well, this is the thing, because they've just signed Mbappe and they've got Vinicius.
Hold on, have they signed Mbappe? It's done.
It's not official, but it's done.
So I've been listening to this for 3 years, that's why.
Harry's just followed me. Yeah, come on our show, Harry.
Get in.
That's so great, isn't it? He followed you because you're a woman.
That's not why. It's because of my hot takes.
Oh, okay.
I have been rimming his tweets for 2 years. And this is what I get, Harry. Disgraceful. But yeah, we just need that kind of profile player to get things done. End of the day, like I don't know. Have you seen people saying Grealish? I don't know how I feel about that.
I would love him. He's a Spurs player, mate.
Yeah, I would like Grealish.
He has got a bit of Spurs about him the same way Maddison does, but I feel we need someone a bit more electric than Grealish, and it's why I like Elise. That like, and if you're looking like down the league, a player like Hudson-Odoi has that sort of ability in him. I'm not saying he's the best quality wise, but he's a player who'd be available for a lower fee, and I think he'd offer a better backup option to what's there now.
Can I say something about Grealish? Did you watch that ball fist, City Arsenal?
It's terrible.
No.
Did you see right at the end when the final whistle went, what Pep did to Grealish?
Yes, I did. And I just think he does this for the cameras, always.
It really put me off, Pep.
And I think Grealish needs Ange.
Yeah, and he's such from what we see, such a lovely person, right? And he would fit in straight away.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
If Lloris was still here, they could go drink driving together.
But he would fit in. I think I really think he's a fantastic player, and I just the way that Pep treated him, and he was like sort of trying to say, yeah, I get your point, sorry, and he made him feel like shit. Did you see that, Hannah? Did you see his face? Like in front of the whole fucking world. Why'd you do that, Pep? Even if it wasn't for the cameras, don't do it, mate. That's not nice.
It has to be though. Like he's such an experienced coach. He knows what that does to players. It had to be for the cameras that
Coach and
you could have waited 2 minutes to get down the tunnel.
I know, but coach and managers are two different things.
Yeah.
So, for instance, does he know really how to manage humans? Because what he did there, it wasn't right. I mean, and no. I don't know if the reason I say I don't know if he did it for the cameras is because Pep is really hot-headed, and when things don't, they needed to win that game. I think it's Liverpool's, by the way, but they really needed to win that game, and they didn't. And yeah, Grealish was the scapegoat because he's the kind of guy who's lovely and he's a bit of a pincushion. And anyway, it actually bothered me to see that and to see like Grealish's expression. Mate, you're welcome at Spurs. You come in, we're going to spurn you. Right? You're welcome at Spurs. And I think his contract ends end of next season, so we could get him on the cheap.
Homegrown as well, which is very important.
We need. Is it true that if we don't sign 2 or 3 homegrown players, we can't field a team in Europe next season? Is that true?
It's not that we can't field a team. It's just that like the squad size gets reduced.
Oh yeah, that's the one. On yours half right. Can you explain that to us then?
Oh God, I already do this when I play FIFA. I'm such a fucking virgin, man. Basically, you have to have like. It's too late for this. Can I tweet it and we retweet it?
Yeah, go on then.
Cheers. Basically, can I do a quick
podcasting?
Basically, you'll have a minimum number of homegrown and club trained players to be allowed your full allocation of 25 players for your squad in the champs. For every you could have 17 non-homegrown players, and the rest have to be homegrown. But for each homegrown player you're missing, you lose out on the maximum quota. So if you have, say, 7 homegrown players and the squad's 25, you can only submit like 24 players in your squad.
So are you saying that if we were to sell, I think Sarr counts as homegrown next year. Anyway,
yeah.
But if we were to sell Skip and Sessegnon wasn't there in the squad, we're fucked. We've got 1 homegrown player. Is that right? Am I saying that right?
We'd have Maddison, and then Alfie Devine, I think, would get integrated. He's going to get integrated next season. He'd count as homegrown.
Does Brennan Johnson count as homegrown?
He's FA trained, so he's fine. But you still need 4. So that's the other thing I forgot to say. You need 8 of those 8 players. 4 have to be club trained.
Right. So
weirdly, Juan Foyth counts towards it.
He doesn't play for us, though, right? It's like saying Ronaldo counts.
No, but it doesn't, because Juan Foyth spent like 3 years with us when he signed before the age of 21, so he counts as like a club trained player.
But he doesn't play for us anymore.
No, but I'm saying if we signed him, that would solve the issue.
What is there? What we linked to him again?
I don't know. I mean, I would be against it. I had a bit of a soft spot for him. But yeah, see, it doesn't. They don't have to be just English. Brexit means Brexit signings. Like, you can be a little more creative with it. It's like I think like I can't remember who counts. It's like De Bruyne counts as a homegrown player for City, I think, because of the years at Chelsea. So he counts as like a non-club trained homegrown.
Oh, cool.
I need to go outside.
Yeah, you do. You need some women. Yeah. Have we done West Ham? Because I don't know what else to talk about other than the fact that we it didn't look like we were going to score. I don't know. I felt that we weren't going to score.
No,
we came out
in another 3 hours.
Yeah, in the second half they came out. West Ham did start to tie, so maybe in about 3 hours we might have scored. But by the way, what was that foul on Maddison on the edge of the area, and they didn't give it? What's going on? I thought that was a Stonewaller, and then Paqueta doing what he was doing.
Yeah, it's outrageous.
How many yellows did he get?
Sent off
twice.
They only got one, didn't they? Didn't they only get one yellow?
It was something ridiculous. They had
and we got 4.
Yeah, Antonio got booked.
Yeah,
Paqueta could have been sent off.
Outrageous.
Not through like
Liverpool tax.
aggressiveness of fouls, but like accumulation. It is.
It is 100%.
Heavily. It's vile.
Well, hopefully it will be reset next season, right? I'm hoping.
Well, that's the thing. Innit?
I hope we don't beat them next season.
Liverpool win the league, the Klopp fairy tale.
Yeah, I mean, look, I just don't want us to beat them next season because it's not fair anymore, is it? That's the thing. And we better not beat them this
shithouse the result at Anfield.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if we beat them, and so we're playing on May the 4th, and we beat them, and then for some reason it derails them, and the next 3 games after that they're fucked. I don't know. Maybe they're 6 points ahead.
Win the league.
But can you imagine if they're 6 points ahead and we smash them? They lose 4 players to injury, and they can't. Oh, how great would that be?
Oh my God.
Wow!
Better start writing a script.
Wank of my life.
Are we done? We're done with West Ham, aren't we? So I want to move.
There's not a lot. Yeah, there's not a lot to say about that game. There really isn't.
So,
no.
Luton, maybe.
Oh yeah.
Well, before we get on to Luton, I want to talk about fixtures. So before we play Arsenal, so we play Arsenal on the 28th of April.
Yep.
The game before that is on the 13th of April because City got postponed. That's a problem. Especially when you've got Ange saying that we're lacking rhythm, and I think that can be added into the mix. The fact that we are lacking rhythm, like for instance, I'll give you this example, and it's got nothing to do with football, but it has to do with managing people. Let's say you are about to start a project. Sorry, there's a mosquito in here, and it's biting my ankles. That's why I'm moving away from the mic. If you can hear it, it's so fucking annoying. She's a little bitch. Yeah, it's only female mosquitoes that bite you. And they always go for the ankles, little bastards. Like bitches.
That might explain Josh's clicking. He's just trying to batter the mosquitoes with his ankles.
They're fleas.
And where was I? Yeah, so if you have a project and you put someone or a group of people on this new project and they're trying to get into the rhythm of it and it's like a daily thing, but then you sort of start because the client doesn't really want you to continue with it and you're not too sure what to do, so you sort of pause it and you go back to it in 2 weeks. When you go back to it in 2 weeks, it's like restarting. Not 100%, but it's like you've missed out 10 or 15%. And so, you're trying to go all in. It's like, oh, where did we leave off? How do we? What were you doing that over? Yeah. So you're doing that, right? So let me. And then there's like this bit of time where you're trying to get back into the swing of things, and then you stop again, and then you start going again. Now, Andrew's been a manager for a long time, both in football and also in banks. So he's managed people, and when he talks about rhythm, I think you have to sit up and listen. He's not the kind of person to just try and pull the wool over journalists' eyes or fans' eyes by talking nonsense. So when he does say rhythm, he really believes it. And I think that it might have something to do with it. So you know how all of us were saying, oh, thank God we don't have 2 games a week, like West Ham did, and thank God we weren't in Europe. Ange at the beginning was saying, I just remember the interviews, he was saying, who doesn't not want to be in Europe in any form? And he said we need the games, and he was saying that we need the games, so maybe this has got something to do with it. Or I'm pretty sure it has because he said it. Right. So we have City postponed. So how many days after? Is that 15-day break? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks worth without football, and then we've got Arsenal at home. You two are going to probably be there, right?
I'll be there.
I did try to surprise you guys, to be fair. I wanted to turn up, and Panny tried to get me tickets. He was at West Ham tonight, actually. So hi, Panny. But I couldn't get tickets. So anyway, it doesn't matter. And
a double bluff.
Yeah. Are you going, JP? Are you going?
I'm still trying to source a ticket.
Okay.
It's not going well at the minute. Either way, afters at Hamilton Hall is needed.
Fairs. I will be there.
That's why I wanted to come, really, not to see us beat Arsenal. But then we have Chelsea somewhere in between. God knows where.
I don't know how we're going to fit this in.
No, nor do I, because we've got... So I'll read out the fixtures to you. 28th of April, then 4th of May, 11th of May, 19th, 22nd. We need to fit in 2 games in between 18 days.
Yeah.
So we've got 4 games in 18 days and we need to play 6. Oh.
It's going to be fun.
Unless... hold on a minute. Do you think they might... No, they wouldn't have done it. They would have... I was going to say, do you think the postponed game against City, we might play Chelsea? But no, we won't, because they would have discussed it already. So that one's coming... Those 2 games are probably coming in May. Do you think the Premier League will just forget about City? Do you think they could do that for us? We can play Chelsea, it's not a problem, but just forget about City.
It's the thing, because it's City at home and Chelsea away, isn't it? So sure we'll be better off the other way around.
Mate, we could turn up with 13 hitters up front against Chelsea and we'd lose. It's not... I don't know. I don't know what it is. I've seen it, like... You're 23, right? I've seen it for nearly double your age, us play Chelsea. And it doesn't matter what happens, we can't seem to beat them unless Dele Alli does a few great things. And that's it,
It's the same as the Anfield curse. It's those 2 grounds. I don't know what it is, but it's like there's voodoo. The amount of times we hit the woodwork against Liverpool, especially.
Yeah, quite a few years before you were born. Hannah, were you born in 94 or 95?
Yes, I was.
You were.
Yes.
But you were too young to remember. So it was in the FA Cup quarter-final.
Yeah, too young to remember that.
Yeah, but I don't know if you know the game that I'm talking about. So it was the quarter-final. That was the season where we started off with Klinsmann, Gica Popescu, Ili Dimitrescu. They're the players that we signed. We then had... we had Ronnie Rosenthal, which we signed the season before. And... what's his name? Something Scott. I can't remember his name. Defender. He was useless. And we had Ozzy Ardiles playing the weirdest football you've ever seen, way ahead of his time, where he had literally 5 forwards. But English football was nowhere near that. It was 20 years away from that kind of football. And we were getting walloped. And so Ozzy Ardiles got sacked, and in comes Jerry Francis, who was the opposite, basically. So he put David House back in the side as a holding midfielder. He had Gica Popescu next to him. He was sort of a holding, or number 6 and an 8. And he bombed out Dimitrescu, I remember that, which was a shame. And we went to Anfield, and no one expected us to get a result. So Sheringham scored the first goal, and then if my brain is working properly, it would have been towards the end of the game, quite late on, where Sheringham basically lays it off to Klinsmann, and he put it in the bottom corner, and we won. And I was going potty. I was 15 at the time. I was going literally mental. And that was the only time I'd ever seen us win at Anfield. That was it. Have we done it since? I don't know.
I don't actually think we have. I can't recall anything. Was it like one time under Redknapp or some shit?
Under Poch, we got the 2-2. I remember that. Do you remember that goal that... physics...
Wanyama.
Yeah, physics basically states that ball should still be in motion somewhere. But yeah, that I remember that game. I don't remember us. I know. I'm sure maybe we have, but I don't remember
I don't
us.
think we have. I really don't think we have.
So I can say that I've seen us win once in my lifetime, and I'll be 45 in June. We've won once that I remember anyway. Yeah. So I don't understand what's going to happen with these fixtures. I don't know. Maybe by adding 6 games in May, it will give us the rhythm to then push on and finish 4th. I don't think we're going to finish 4th. I didn't think that we were going to finish 4th after the Fulham game. I sensed something was wrong there, and I think there's a few things that are wrong. And it could be down to... Yeah, go on, Tom.
No, I would say I think one of the things that's gone a little bit under the radar, and it could be down to the management side of things again. I'm 23. I've had a brief experience in management, but I'm not an expert by any means. But I feel whenever there's been sort of long breaks, and has always given the players the time off rather than go and do like a warm climate training camp like some of the other clubs tend to do. I think it's something Arsenal did, and they went on a fucking rampage of results. And so I think it's something that, one, keeps some of your rhythm there, keeps your fitness up, and it's a nice chance to build morale. Although, holiday and a reset's good for your mind and everything, you need that focus for the full season and to not get wavered.
I think you're right. The change of environment, right? It does help. Like, it really does.
That's the thing. It's the little things, and it's, I don't know, maybe something like that is something you could look into next season when we've got that big break. I think it's something to explore 100%, especially if there's no games. Just go out to Dubai, Qatar, wherever, have a training camp, get the boys away, go for some nice dinners together, come back refreshed, then just smash those last games out of the park.
Maybe. I don't know, he must have his reasons, right? By the way, we sound like happy clappers. I would say that we are, but it doesn't mean that just because Ange says, I don't want to do it, he must have his reasons and he must be right. It doesn't mean that at all. Maybe he's completely wrong and you're right, mate. Do you know what I mean? And it's always good, and I'll say this in life, I'll say this to all of you as well, question everything. Right? I mean, don't wear a tin hat. Don't be like me. But just question absolutely everything. Right? So if someone says, well, I'm doing this, say why. Why are you doing it? What's going to be the outcome of you doing this? How are you going to do it? Just asking these small little critical questions can really help, especially all the guys on Twitter right now. I've not been on there, but probably who are writing thousands of characters of garbage, destroying the team that they support. And just do a podcast like us and destroy them that way instead of on Twitter. That's the best way. But yeah, instead of tweeting all this garbage, just pause, take a deep breath, and ask yourself why you're going to do it and what's the outcome going to be. And really, does it make you feel better? Don't think so. We have. Go on, Hannah. I know you want to say something.
No.
No.
I wasn't.
We have Nottingham Forest on Sunday.
We do.
It was going to be on Monday, right? But they moved it to Sunday?
Yeah, it was Monday at 8 and then they've moved it to Sunday.
Are we turning our backs again? Because of...
When you say again...
So before we get into Nottingham Forest, this is the thing that's been bothering me. Right. So it's not just you guys that I know that go to the stadium. I know loads of people that go, loads. I'm talking 30, 40 that go. I'm on different WhatsApp groups and they go. And
sounds like you don't want us to feel special.
Just like I asked you, I asked them, right? There's three or four different WhatsApp groups I'm on, and I asked them, guys, was anyone turning their backs? Didn't see anyone. So I asked you guys, and then you even took videos.
I did.
You did. And I've seen two videos, 2 from you and 2 from someone else. Mm-hmm. And the second one, not yours, was quite extensive. So it started 15 seconds before the 65th minute. Yeah. And they're in the south stand. And I think there was 1 or 2 that turned their backs. Now, I have a problem with that. Oh, by the way, I don't have a problem with people not turning their backs. I have a problem with podcasts saying that the protest was highly successful.
I mean, define successful.
I was going to say, because Big Ali G, he said, like, it wasn't the most effective or the most followed thing. And that's his polite way of saying no one gave a toss.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I can't speak for what happened elsewhere in the stadium, but to me, a successful protest accelerates some sort of change. And I don't think that was... I don't know. For me, that was a protest that had absolutely nothing behind it. Like, it was maybe symbolic at best, if everyone actually did it.
Well,
but
if anyone actually saw it.
Well, there's that. And to be perfectly honest with you, the bloke in front of me, the one man that turned around, he started having a row with the bloke in front of him because this bloke was like, "What are you doing? What are you staring at me for?" And then the bloke that had turned round to join in the protest, he was watching the game on the screen anyway. So, I mean, well, I don't get it. I just don't understand. Okay, yeah, it might have been symbolic to have 60,000 people turn their backs. It was never going to happen. Never going to happen. You've already paid your money to be in that stadium. You've had a few beers. You might have been to the shop. You've already paid for your ticket. You're already there. And then once it's 66 minutes, you're going to turn back round and start screaming at the game again, aren't you? So I just don't understand it.
That's the thing, and like, I thought no one's seeing it either. Like, I don't think anyone saw it on TV. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think anyone saw it because it's so far away from the cameras. And the only cameras that would be able to pick up is the West Stand, which is all like prawn sandwich corporate. And they're not going to give a shit about it, are they? Like,
exactly.
You know, they don't give a toss.
So can I say what I want to say? I might get into trouble. I'll say it anyway, right? So Anthula was on Last Word on Spurs, and Ricky, who I've met a few times, is a lovely, lovely guy. I don't know him, but I did sense there was a few times where he tried to put in a few questions like, you know, are you sure it's going to work? Why would you turn your back? He was trying to ask like the pressing questions, but it didn't quite come off. And what I realised is, number one, she's no longer part of the trust, which I didn't know. She started this other movement off. And the way that she was talking, it just sounded like a project to just push her own agenda. It didn't sound like it was... I don't know if you lot heard it. I was telling you when I was listening to it, I was saying, guys, listen to this. Because it didn't sound like someone who... The other girl, Annalise, I think the other woman who was on there, yeah, she cared. You know, she's a senior or nearing seniordom, is that a word? Right, she cared, you could tell. But Anthula, no fucking way. Darling, you didn't give a shit. You were on there to push some other agenda. It was very obvious in the tone of your voice and the way that you were saying it. And again, I wish I could ask you directly, why would you turn your backs on your players? Why do that? Why not do something else? You know, I know that Martin Cloak was involved as well as giving out some flyers and whatever. The Fighting Cock said they didn't see anyone turn their backs. I think Callum said that one person did, and he was staring at him. Callum said, "What the fuck do you want?" That was really funny. Yeah. You know, maybe it was the guy that was there with you. I don't know.
That was exactly what played out in front of me. And that's why I was filming, because it was funny.
Yeah, and it was funny. It was fucking hilarious. Yeah. And I don't get what you're trying to achieve. I mean, what they were trying to achieve was that the media, it was her words, not mine, the media pick this up. The media isn't going to pick this up. Not unless you have at least 40% of the stadium turning their backs. In which case, you probably have a commentator not knowing what's going on, saying, oh, look, Spurs are copying City and doing the Poznan. You know, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Stop doing stuff that tries to big you up, you know? So we spoke about something. Could I mention it? Yeah. So we spoke about something, and what it was is, we haven't done it yet. And if you, I'm not asking for your permission, but not yours, I mean the listeners. If you really want to make a change, and if you really want to help pensioners go to the game, then the idea that we have, and now we have to do it because we've said it, is we'll set up a GoFundMe page. We will contact the trust. We will pay for the campaigns. I mean, it's what we do anyway in my company. We will really push it to a tune of quite a lot of money, Okay? And all we're asking for is to people to donate, and then we will hand the money to the trust. 100% of it. It's nothing for us, I don't care. Okay? Mm-hmm. And we'll give that money to the trust, and hopefully the trust can do something good with it and give back to the people who really need it, who want to go to the games. Mm-hmm. The thing is, I'm not ripping this off of a fighting cock, although they did say it, I heard it today, and it's something I felt. Darling, you go to quite a few of the home games. How many 18-year-olds do you see there? 22-year-olds, uni students?
Well, this was something that was bothering me, actually. They will be more adversely affected than the seniors, in my opinion. Are you there?
No, I'm waiting. No, it's 100%. Will they be?
Yeah, they will be. So, I mean, statistically, pensioners generally have more disposable income than any of us. And yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's something I've ever. I don't go to games looking for teenagers, James. If that's what you're asking me.
It's not what I heard. But I from what I just haven't asked. I've just asked you. I've asked quite a few people and other guys who go to the games, and I've asked, like, how many, let's say, 18 to 23, 24-year-olds, and the answer I'm getting is, well, how do I know if they're 18 or 24? But yeah, I get your point. There's not many of them. And if you think about it, if someone's at uni, right? Let's say they stayed in London, or I don't know, they were here in London, and they've had to pay for their fee, they've had to pay for their uni, they've got a bank loan, and they're working X amount of hours a day, McDonald's or somewhere else, wherever it is, trying to make ends meet. How are they going to go and spend £80 on a ticket? Mm-hmm. They're not, are they? Right? And I don't think these are the idiots on Twitter either. Hopefully they're people who think critically and, you know, support their club and would love to go, but they can't. They actually have been, and that buzzword, they've been priced out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But you know what? Most pensioners, if you think about it, they either have paid off their council flat or they have a paid off mortgage and they've lived their life. They've done what... I don't mean they've lived their life so they can die. I don't mean that at all. What I'm trying to say is they've lived their life. They've done what they need to do. They've got some savings, or maybe they haven't. But you know what? They've been watching Spurs for so long. Yeah, I sort of think that we're all targeting the wrong demographic here.
Yeah, I mean, this is why I ran it past my dad. So when we were up there the other day, so I was with him, and obviously the protests and all of that. So I was running it all past him. So he is of the age that will be affected next season by the price rise. Well, not the price rise, the concession removal, if that makes sense. And yeah, his opinion was, look, I love my club. I come to the football. I make the effort to come to the football to watch my team play. So A, why would I turn my back on them? And B, it's a privilege, not a right, to come and watch a Premier League team play in this environment. So whatever my season ticket costs next year, and I know people have things to say about this, but whatever my season ticket costs next year, I will still pay it because I want to come and watch my team play. And that's the essence of it, really. And he is of the age that will be affected. So it, you know, if he really couldn't afford it, he would just give it up. But then I think these people mouthing off on Twitter, let's face it, half of them are streaming it illegally anyway.
Yeah,
very true.
You know? So I don't know. I think the outrage, the people who are outraged, they've kind of got it a little bit wrong. And I understand the sentiment. Nobody wants old people to have to pay more money, but that's not really what's happening, is it? They are still getting a concession, firstly. It's like a 5% removal over the next 5 years, if that makes sense. So I think it's been blown up to be, like you said, a platform for some people to blow their own trumpets.
Yeah. Just go back, listen to, not the last word on Spurs one, but the one before, Seniors or whatever, I can't remember what it was called. Go listen to it. I would say about 15 minutes in, and you will hear what I think I heard, because I was listening to it and I was actually laughing because it was so. I mean, I've been around. This sounds weird. I've been around human beings for so long, in business and in when people want to launch campaigns, startups, and whatever, and I see them and I hear them and I see presentations daily, and I know which ones are doing it where they don't really have too much, let's say, cachet, but they can talk a lot, and you can always point them out. And this was that. That's what it was. It was nothing to do with the seniors. And it was like, I'm bringing on a token senior with me. She'll say one or two things, and she did. And you could hear that it was sincere and heartfelt. And Thula, bloody hell. Wow. Wow, that's all I'm going to say. And if you've listened to it and you maybe don't agree with me, right? I don't really care. I'm telling you what I heard. But
that's fine, isn't it? If people don't agree with what we're saying, that's absolutely fine. But we've come up with maybe not a solution, but an idea that would actually directly, positively impact the people that you say that you care about. Turning your back at 65 minutes, I mean, well done if you did it, but what for? You turn back around a minute later, and now what? We're still in the same position. So if they don't agree with you, that's fine, but it'd be interesting to see if those people put their money where their mouth is, I think.
It would be really interesting, right? Maybe we should send the GoFundMe link to Anthula and see how much he donates.
Well, exactly. But then her name's not on it, so maybe not.
Maybe not, yeah. We have Nottingham Forest.
Yep.
6 o'clock Sunday. Are there train strikes? Is that the reason?
So the train strikes are on the Monday, and that's why. But then, to be honest, it doesn't really help people out being on the Sunday because our train links are prehistoric.
Yeah.
So, but I'll be there.
You'll be there. Toj,
I'll be there.
No, probably not.
Who's got the predictions? Because we asked the other guys.
Let's find them, shall we?
I'll put you on the spot again.
Someone did one, I think.
Oh, by the way, I do have to say this. I do have to say this because it's only right. The GoFundMe idea was your idea, and as soon as you said it, I just thought, yes, 100%. You know, because anyway, we're going over $4,000 again, aren't we? Just mentioning.
No, that's fine.
But it was. Are you doing an Anthula on us? But it was, it was the fact. It was the fact that there is something that's tangible. Hopefully, if it works, that can help. Personally, I think we should say save our teenagers. But okay, that's another thing.
But I just think if something's going to directly help people who will struggle to get to games, maybe with that concession removal, then that's great. I just don't see the point in pointless protest. I just don't. Is it even a protest? It's just to say that you've done something. I don't know. It just doesn't sit right with me.
No.
But anyway.
It's bandwagoning, isn't it?
Yes, I don't like that.
No, I don't like it at all. Because, even though we are animals and social animals where we try and follow an alpha male and an alpha female, we've always done it. We've done it for the last 300,000 years. I understand that, but, you can be better than that. You really can be better than that. So I can't find the score predictions.
I've got the score predictions, my darling. So Josh has 2-1 win for us. Johnny is bold. Johnny's got 4-1.
Oh, I thought you said bald, which we know.
He is also bald.
4-1.
4-1.
Okay, I'll give you mine quickly because I do believe something's wrong. 1-1.
Oh, okay.
And hopefully after this 1-1, it can be sorted out. Anyway. Hannah, over to you.
I was with Josh. 2-1.
2-1. And Toj.
Oh, it's Nuno's return, isn't it?
Who cares?
Oh, God.
He'll probably... No. I mean, he's probably been in the dugout with other teams longer than he was with us.
Probably.
Yeah.
How long's he been at Forest now?
A few months.
Like 4
Feels
months,
like about 3 games he was with us, wasn't it?
No, he was... Was it end of September he got chopped?
I think was it like October time?
Oh, maybe, yeah. It was after that Man U game, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was when he subbed.
Were you guys there?
That sub. No, I wasn't there, but
you weren't there?
No.
It lives in history.
it was
it might.
Go on, mate.
No, I'll say I think it's coming up for a similar time frame. I think it's around January. Came in. Well, look at it.
Yeah. So, I remember I was in Lebanon watching that game, and in Beirut, and the booing really did come across through the TV.
Oh, yeah.
It was like, oh wow. It was like, it was one of those game-changing moments where he's just thought, oh, he's sacked, he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get around. And then you saw Paratici turn around, look at Levy, get up out of his seat, and walk away. And I thought, what has he gone to? He's gone to get his P45. That was it? That's how he does it. Yeah. So we'll be back. We'll be back next week, Monday or Tuesday. I don't know when. Anyway, I mean, 1-1 against West Ham. Could have been worse.
We didn't get Todge's prediction.
Didn't we? Oh, we didn't.
Yeah, shit. No. It's just a cursed feeling I'm getting from this fixture. So I'll go like a 3-1 Forest.
Really?
Yeah, it just cursed vibes throughout.
It feels like it has to get worse before it gets better, right?
Yeah, I feel this will be like a big one. There'll be like full Ange out, yellow and gold, Levy, die. This will be a good game for it, I feel. There'll be lots of Conte revisionism.
Yeah, revisionism is...
Actually, that's a... Yeah.
It's something that human beings are fantastic at, that being fickle, which is, I suppose, the same thing, really, and football fans are the best at it. All right, Toj, say goodbye, mate.
Adios.
We're not for reviews. Hannah, say goodbye.
Love you, bye.
See you later, for me. See you later.